Hi guys, welcome so much, or thank you so much for being here and welcome. My name is Danielle Melanson and I'm one of the very, very, very proud leaders of this incredible tribe, Inspire Tribe. And we are an online virtual health and wellness team. And we are based out of Canada, but we have people all over North America, UK, and we're even launched in France. So we really wanted to kind of put together a short presentation for you guys. If you want more information into some of the things that you hear in the short presentation tonight, please reach out to the person that sent you this video or someone that you connected with through this video so that you can become part of our tribe and get more information or clarification about something that you have questions on. Okay, we could talk for hours about this business, answering questions, sharing stories, but we want to kind of just really take tonight an opportunity for you to hear from two new coaches. Okay, so we've got veteran coaches here. Myself, I've been in the business for 8 years. I'll tell you a little bit about my story, but I wanted you to hear from two newer coaches who have joined the business in the last 6 months, who come from two different perspectives, are in two different places in their lives and have both seen success early on in this business, because I get a lot of objections, a lot of limited beliefs, and that's normal, or fear behind what is this business really all about. The fact that it is a business oftentimes makes people stand off, even though it makes them very curious at the same time. So we're going to tackle a little bit of that for you tonight. I want to celebrate with my girls here and anybody who may be watching this, as we have just found out from corporate, we are the top 25 team and top 200 in the network out of over 400,000 teams. And I want to share that with you guys, because that is something that we have created from every single soul on this tribe. And I mean every single soul on this tribe. That is not the work of any one person's accomplishment. But I also want you to know, when we share with you and talk to you about this business, that we're the real deal. Okay, so you are going to be a part of something electric, somebody who is going to be there by your side. Our team links arms together. Our motto is together we are better, and that is so true. Okay, so I started this business. I was one of the first Canadian coaches back in 2012. I was broke as a joke. I was working 12 hours a day on my feet, 6 days a week. I was raising a family. I was going in every direction, and I had zero amount of time. But I knew that what I was doing was not going to fill the need, or was filling the need of what I needed for myself when I was 35, which was 8 years ago. And I thought to myself, I cannot go at this speed for much longer before the bottom comes out, right? Something's got to give. I knew what it was going to be, and I didn't like the alternative. So I knew I had to do something. Okay. So, we could have every single person on this tribe tell you about how they did not or do not have time, but they make this work. And that is my number one objection that I get, is I do not have time, or I will wait until I go back to work, the kids go to school, things aren't as crazy at work, whatever it is, the season in your life. And as valid as that may be, I'm here to tell you there will be another season right on the tail end of that season, and they may even overlap. And so this business is something that's worked in pockets of time. And as a hairstylist who stood on my feet for 12 hours a day, I'm telling you, those 10-minute, 15-minute intervals I had throughout my day is how I built my business. And that is how I mentor my team to do the exact same. 1% of my team does this full time. The most successful people we work with still have full-time jobs and families. That's you. Okay, whether you're going to school, whether you're working part-time, whether you're in healthcare, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, whether you work from home, whatever it is, we all have our own version of busy. I'm telling you, this will fit into it. I promise you, and create you time and financial freedom on the other side depending on your level of skill, diligence, and time put into the business. Of course, that was our income disclaimer at Beachbody. Okay. So the other major thing when I started back 8 years ago, I'm going to wrap this up because I want you to hear from Ashley and Lori, our two of our newest coaches, was I had tried other multi-level marketing, side hustles, what have you. I tried Avon and Mary Kay, and I tried a lot of other things that I was passionate about, their products, but I never was successful, and I hated the feeling of selling. So once I realized that Beachbody, there was a selling aspect to that, I was really didn't know how it was going to work for me because of things that had worked in the past, or really just the feeling that I had my salon for, almost 10 years, and I never had a bottle of shampoo in there or a can of hairspray because I didn't want anybody who came into my salon thinking that I was trying to sell them. But our programs and products sell themselves. And all we need to do is share. Okay. And so when people ask me, I actually got this question the other day. She said, is it selling? Somebody that I know would crush this business and create. She works a crazy job, super stressful. And I can even just sense from her post that she's not fulfilled and close to burnout. And that was her objection. Is this selling? And I said, my answer was yes and no. Let's connect so I can explain. And this is my explanation, is that I've never sold a thing in my 8-year career. We are products of the product. So even if you've never used our products before, 21 days gets you the customer experience. And I promise you that it will fit into whatever you're already doing and give you incredible results. And you will just fall in love with how easy our programs and products are and how effective they are. When you share that sharing is what connects people to you and they want to be a part of it. So even though we do have a product, just like any other product, you go through the drive-through, you get a coffee, there's an exchange, it's a sale, right? Even when you go into your doctor's office, the doctor gets paid. Your time slot that you've seen your doctor has been sold. Okay. And that's how we work. That's how this economy works. And this is the same thing. But the great thing about it is that I have never sold a thing in my life because all I do is share my experience, whether it's day 1, day 101, or day 1001 with these amazing programs and products. And those were the two biggest things that I was afraid of coming into this business, and I was thrilled. Okay. The other thing I'm going to mention before I let you hear from Ashley is a huge objection I had about this business, or question, was, do I have to carry inventory? Because in a lot of other businesses, there was a big startup cost, and I had to have product in my house. And as an introvert, I know it doesn't seem like I'm an introvert, but trust me, I am. The thought of having to meet somebody in a parking lot and giving them a bag of product or go to their home, like, what? No, I did not want to do that. And we do not do that here at Beachbody. We have an incredible team at Coach Relations, customer service, who takes care of everything. We take care of our customers through customized links. We figure out what they need to get started in our amazing private groups. And then the company sends and/or returns and takes care of any issues on product and for us. The only product we have is whatever we use ourselves. Win, 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 which is so amazing. So the reason I got so passionate about this business is because I started 8 years ago, but 14 years ago, I started as a customer. And I never thought that I could ever fall in love with fitness. I was 250-ish pounds, size 24. I always say I hit rock bottom when I walked out of the plus size store looking for a pair of black pants for a funeral, and they didn't have a pair of pants that fit me. So being in a gym environment was not something that was comfortable for me. Not even walking outside was something that I was comfortable with starting. But I was able to fall in love with fitness at my own pace, in my own time, in the privacy of my own home. And my husband and I, over the years, have ended up losing 150 pounds together. And so we call that bleeding Beachbody Blue, although we are runners, yoga, I'm a personal trainer, but that came after. And we love doing lots of other activities, but having Beachbody in our lives, and especially this community, has been absolutely life-changing. Flash forward, this business has created so much for us and our families, and we have created this amazing tribe of men and women from all over. And so with that, I want to kind of introduce you to Ashley. Okay, Ashley Axford I met when she was a teenager. This gorgeous thing here. She's in her mid-20s. She's graduated from university. She'll tell you a little bit about her story, but she was always she was a bright shining light. She's an introverted sort of extrovert like me, maybe even a little bit more introverted. But I used to teach her singing, dancing, acting, and she has such a presence and knowledge and wanting to help other people. So I was so glad when she decided in the spring, I think it was May or April, to join our tribe, and she has become a success starter and has earned her spot in the next test group, as well as her ticket to our annual Coach Summit next year. And with that, Ashley, I want you to take it away and tell us a little bit about why you decided to join the business, and what were some of your big objections and concerns, and how you overcame them.
Awesome. Yeah. Hi, guys. So yeah, I'm Ashley. I joined the team at the end of July, actually. So I just finished my degree. So I have a degree in nutrition and dietetics. I finished my degree in the spring, and then had a little bit of a delay because of COVID, and finally started on my internship and just wrapped up my first of 3 placements. Super exciting. I'm so glad to be done that one. So I started coaching right after the Coach Summit that happened in July. I was watching, Summit basically is like this huge party where all the coaches get together and celebrate. So this year it was totally virtual. Normally they would all be in person together, but this year was all online, of course. And that was totally to my benefit because I got to really watch what was happening. And I found Danielle on Instagram. Like, she said I knew her for a while. And then I found her again on Instagram and started watching her stories. And then all of these other coaches came onto my feed, and I was just watching story after story. And they were all doing the same thing at Summit. So they were all doing theme outfits for theme workouts and team workouts together, and all these coach calls and all this fun celebration. And I just thought that looked like the funnest thing ever, and I wanted to be part of that. I've never had like a huge group of girlfriends also, so that's something that drew me in. Just they were all friends who met online, and I thought that was so cool because I hate talking to people. Like Danielle said, I'm a total introvert. Like talking on this or talking on my social media is just like terrifying, but I do it. So basically when I started coaching, I started the exact same day that I started my first internship placement. So talk about being busy and crazy and all that stuff. I wanted to start it before. People had reached out to me in the past, but I just didn't think I could. Like, I was in school. I was working 2 jobs throughout my degree because I paid for my whole degree. So I was always busy working and doing homework, so much homework. And knowing that my internship was finally going to start up was about the time where Danielle reached out to me. And originally I wasn't thinking about it because I knew I was busy, which, like she said, is the number one objection. I couldn't see fitting it into my schedule. But at the same time, part of being on the internship program is that you're not allowed to have a job. So I had to quit both of my jobs and move an hour and a half away from my home to do my internship placement. So I knew I wasn't going to have an income. And I also knew that I kind of needed a hobby to do while I was there because I wasn't going to have anybody there. Didn't have my cats to keep me company. So I kind of thought, what do I have to lose? I'll try it out. I am in my mid-20s. I'm 24. I'm going to be 25 next month, which is terrifying to me. But not having an income right now is super, super stressful because I want to do all of the adult things. I want to get a house. I want to have children very soon. I want to get a dog. I want my own car. I still drive my parents' car. So I don't, like, not working is not really an option for me. I need to have something, and having to get a student loan after paying for my whole degree really, really sucks. So I don't want to just be stranded without an income. So this was something that kind of just fit into what I'm doing, what I'm already doing. So when I was doing my internship placement, I could totally fit it into the pockets of my day. So I could do it on my coffee breaks, on my lunch breaks. I could get up early, do my personal development. Before bed, like, I would do my workouts so late at night just because that was the time that I fit them in. But I got actually really good results from my first ones. Like, I had started the DVDs way back after high school. I started P90X in my parents' basement and I loved it. I didn't have any equipment. I had like the door mount chin-up bar and it didn't fit on the door, so I couldn't even use it. So, but I got really good results from that. So knowing that the programs work was definitely a bonus for me. So once I started it, I fell in love with the programs. I fell in love with the products. I use them daily. I use like all of them now. But yeah, I just got a little bit off topic. So yeah, I could totally fit it into the pockets of my day. And now that I'm not on my placement, I have 2 months in between my placements. So it's very unique because normally I would jump right into getting a job. But last year I worked all through Christmas. Like, I worked 12-hour shifts the entire week of Christmas. So I basically missed the whole thing. So this year I did not want to do that. So I'm taking the 2 months off, and it's giving me this opportunity where I can make coaching my full-time thing. So I can just pour more of my effort into it and get more income from it, I guess, if it all goes well, which I'm sure that it will once I start really getting going with it. But another thing that I really love about it is that the whole center of this business is me and my own journey. So it forces me to be accountable and forces me to show up for myself and do the workouts and drink the products. Before I started this, one of the biggest things that scared me was talking on social media, doing stuff like this. Like I said, totally terrifying to me. I have no problem posting on my social media because I was already trying to build it up for my nutrition program. But yeah, talking on my stories was not something that I did. And there's so many fears, right? Like, what if I fail? What if I don't get the results from the program? What if people judge me for what I'm posting? What if they think that I'm just trying to sell them stuff? But once I got started and started talking, the feedback that I've gotten has been so positive. So many people have said I've inspired them, or most of the people that have joined me have been people that just watch my stories and who have reached out to me. So it feels so amazing. And doing personal development every day is also something that we do as coaches. And I've read a few books now I never used to read before. And I've gotten like 4 books in at this point, working on another one. So it's so amazing to be able to work on yourself while you're making an income. So there's so many good things that I could say about why I love coaching, why I got into it. I can totally see myself making this a long-term thing where I am in nutrition. It's totally aligned. I can do this in the future, and I could potentially make this a full-time thing like a lot of coaches do, because I really want that time freedom. I want to be able to take my kids to school and be there when they come home. I want to do field trips. I don't want to miss out on anything. So knowing that that's a possibility is a huge drive for why I do this. So that's pretty much all I have to say.
Love that why. I just absolutely love that why. And that's what I was, just 1 second, I'm changing the view here. That's what I was talking to Ashley about, and saying how I loved her perspective as a 24-year-old coming and knowing what she wants out of her life and aligning her goals early and seeing the potential that working on herself and working on this business with what she's already doing. A lot of people think they're like, they can't, like, you know, it has to be black or white. But I hope that you hear from Ashley's story, my story, and Lori, who we're going to introduce next, how it's not just one or done, like that you can go to the gym and do Beachbody workouts, that you can be a runner, that you can be a yoga instructor. I know Rachel's success partner is a registered massage therapist. Like, oh my goodness, imagine being a massage therapist and being able to help people on top of that with their health and wellness, and, you know, just add another element of support to your customers and clients, right? So, you know, please remember how important this is and how vast this can fit into any career, any hobby, and all the different possible ways we can use it to expand on what you're already doing or create a new avenue for yourself. Speaking of creating a new avenue, I want to introduce you to Lori Browning. So Lori Browning is our next success starter, okay? So Ashley and her have both earned a place in their test group, and Lori is in one right now. Ashley will be in the next one, and they both earned their ticket to the Coach Summit party, which will be in person next year, I have faith. So they've earned that ticket as well. So Lori joined the end of May. Wow, I forgot Ashley just joined in July, and she's done so amazing already. And Lori is a mom of 2. She's engaged. She's a dog mom, and she has an incredible story. And she's come back to coaching after having a vast knowledge of she's a trainer, and, you know, she knows so much about nutrition. She's had great transformations herself. But I love how during COVID, Lori decided that this was going to be her new path, and she was going to make it work. And she's going to tell you a little bit more about that coming into the business and her why, and how she made things happen right away. Take it away, Lori.
Yeah. Hi. So I used to coach about 3-4 years ago. I was introduced to it when I actually lived up in the Northwest Territories, and I was up there, like I was next to Santa Claus, kind of way up there in an isolated community. And prior to me moving there, I was a personal trainer and a fitness instructor at a gym. And I had a weight loss journey prior to introducing myself even to that career. I was always overweight my whole life. I had lost about 100 pounds, and then it started creeping back on. And especially when I moved up north, there was, you know, just the store I worked at, and that was it. And it became kind of isolated and lonely. I was introduced to Beachbody, and I was one of those people who, you know, I've always, because I had worked in the fitness industry, I kind of had an idea that Beachbody was, I thought it was a scam, honestly, because I heard about these 30-minute workouts and how you get these great results. And here I was instructing 1-hour classes. I was training people 1 hour a week, several times a week, and I couldn't see great transformations in my own group of people. And so to me, it just sounded kind of odd, but it wasn't. So I gave it a try with that skepticism in mind, and I was blown away. You know, within a couple of weeks of trying the products, doing the workouts, I knew that Beachbody was everything that it said it was, and it did not deserve some of the notions that I had in the past. So I dived right in. I became a coach within probably the first 3 weeks of my business, and I did that from an isolated community with really sketchy internet, and I made a really good go of it. Fast forward a few years, I moved back to Nova Scotia, and unfortunately I had to give up my my coach business because my son was having medical issues. And that is made a huge impact on all of our lives. You know, I kind of let his issues take over myself again, and I lost my way, and I became very depressed. You know, anxiety was high, and we were COVID came on top of all that. So it became very overwhelming. So on May 28th, I decided that things needed to change. And at that point, I knew that when I was doing Beachbody, I felt great, I was accountable, and I just wanted to feel that way again. Even when I joined, I said to Danielle, I was like, I'll probably get back to coaching, but I have no desire to do so. By 7 p.m. the day that I joined up, I said, I already signed up different people under me as a coach. So I knew my passion was there. And the reason I do it is because of not only my own accountability, but my own passion for mental health. Especially it's rampant in our province, our country, North America. It's something that's, you know, seems to affect more people now than ever. And working out daily, eating better, helping people, staying connected online when, you know, everybody became very isolated during COVID. It was the number one thing that I could do to feel better again. So yeah, coaching has opened up so many opportunities for me. It's grown my social circle once again. Even during COVID, I'm connected more to people now than I've felt in years. I'm helping people daily. I'm helping myself daily. And I've also earned the opportunity to be in Autumn Calabrese's new test group, which is coming out next month, which is a fabulous thing. So, you know, if you have any doubts about coaching, I always say do it for yourself and do it to help people, because everybody has a different reason for why they want to be healthy.
Absolutely love that. And you're so right. Everybody has a different reason for being healthy. You know, and I always say whether it's weight loss that brings you to our programs and products, that's great. Because it certainly is a byproduct and a result of what we do, but it needs to be health, mental health and physical health. That is your priority. That keeps you here. And like you said, the community, Lori, I love and the connection that we have with each other all over. A lot of people see us and they think that we all live in the same community, or that we used to go to school together, or we know each other through something else. And really the only person I knew before this was actually Lori. I met like about 15 years ago at a party, maybe twice. And I knew Ashley. A lot of people think that I've met Rachel before, but I met her online, and Brenda I met online as well. And we met for the first time at a convention down in Los Angeles. And I have a story like that for every single person on our team, which I absolutely love. But what I wanted to kind of touch on a little bit before we close off this call is Lori mentioned that she was in the Autumn Calabrese test group. So what I hear a lot of time this time of year, if you're watching this recording, we are on November the 10th. And so a lot of people will be like, well, it's a busy time of year and it's Christmas, and maybe I'll look into this coaching thing come January. That's a busy time of year, maybe February or March, and I'm telling you right now, you are doing yourself a disservice. You need to get yourself going, self-guided training. We have new coach calls. You're going to want to connect with your coach. You're going to want to give yourself time to lay the foundation of this business, because we are having a big launch of our next Autumn Calabrese program, whether you know what that is or not. Trust us, we have gone before you. Success leaves clues, and this will be an opportunity in December. if you get started and starting to lay those bricks out for yourself and learn, start to learn a little bit. Coming into December, it will launch your business, catapult your business with this new program. So there is no time like the present. That is not a sales pitch. That is not a sales pitch, because we are growing our teams and doing our thing with or without you, but we want to do it with you. We want to do it with you because we want more amazing people a part of this tribe, but we also want to share this incredible opportunity with others because it's blessed our lives in so many ways, really and truly. So with that, Lori, I want to just like what you can kind of secretly tell us, not secret, we don't want to get you in trouble, about this new launch coming up and how it's going to really help new coaches catapult their business, not only by having an exciting new program for them to do, but to share with others.
Yeah, well, the cat will be out of the bag tomorrow. I'm allowed to start talking about it tomorrow. So if you want to find out more tomorrow, but this new program, like Danielle just said, if you're thinking about waiting on coaching in January, February, now use these next few weeks to kind of get your feet wet, because on December 7th, when the early coach release comes of this program, and then on the 20th, I think it is, it's going to blow up. And why do I say that? Because as a former personal trainer, there is a piece of equipment that straps onto your door or mounted onto your wall that's never been in any Beachbody program before. It's a track, and you can slide up and down on the track with these loops and bands that are like rows and things, and she does crazy stuff on it that you're all gonna love. But this brings the gym into your home. And in a time when COVID seems to be going on a second wave here again, who knows if the gyms are going to be open or start to close again. That's a selling feature to this. Not only is it fun, well, it's hard, but it's fun. And it brings that component of the gym into your house. And you've never worked out like this before. You're doing different styles of training that you haven't seen. And these workouts are only 18 to 28 minutes long. And I'm telling you, they produce results. So it's the ideal workout for the busy person headed into the new year who wants something that can fit in the morning or right after work. And it's, 3 phases. It's 9 weeks in total. So the way I look at it too is, that's bringing you right into the spring. So if you want something to kind of get through the winter, that's it. We're going to be coming into March break by the time this program's over. So it's a great way to kill the winter, get results, stay connected. If you ever wanted to coach, and this is going to blow up your business. Like, everybody's going to want this, definitely. And, it is a tougher program, but there are ways to modify everything. And if you're not quite there, you can get them there.
Absolutely. I love that. Love that. And so with that, guys, I want to, first of all, thank these amazing ladies. I'm trying to get my, there we go. Okay. Trying to get everything for the recording here so that people can see the gallery view. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Perfect. There we all are. I want to thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Rachel and Brenda, 2 of our other amazing leaders, diamond coaches on our team. Lori and Ashley as well for sharing their story as new coaches. And Lori is a diamond. Ashley is a 2 times emerald, which you guys may not know what all this means, but these ladies are electric and are right here, 4 of our main ladies who have really taken us into where we are as a team and as an elite team for 2021. So what I want to say to you guys before we close out this is, please, remember, this is not something that you can never come back from. So I always say to people, there's decisions in your life that are big ones and that have big consequences that could be negative. And then there's ones that are big ones that have big positive consequences, but no negatives. So, you know, I always say, be here in 1 year, jump in, get started with this business, get started with your program at the same time. Maybe it's about being a customer first and just getting started with that amazing discount, you know, because we actually have no sales requirements, but you will still get that 25% discount. But there's more on that in our Try Before You Decide group. So please go into either the event page, or if you're watching this, I will connect the Try Before You Decide group below. And what that is 7 short videos with more depth info about the business, okay? There's also a section that has 5 stories from coaches, including these 2 coaches that you heard from tonight, okay? And 7 free workouts for you to try if you've never tried our workout programs before, okay? So that is an amazing self-guided group that we are offering you for free. But I don't want you to hesitate too long. Like we said, get yourself started, get connected with your coach, get signed up into the new coach training, which you can do on your own time, so that come December, you are able to take advantage of the momentum that's going to happen right into the new year and get your business and your own results kick-started with Inspire Tribe. Thank you, ladies, for being here. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for everyone who's watching. Cheers, guys.